Party people in the place to be. What's going on? It's me. I wanted to actually do this yesterday, but I wanted to wait until we got the final weekend box office for it. As you read the title, this is in fact the Ghostbusters review of reviews. See, I didn't trick you. It's the review of reviews. And what that means is this is the review of all the reviews that have come out for Ghostbusters, aka the 2016 Ghostbusters. It's not a fucking Ghostbusters movie. Now, obviously there's a spectrum of reviews. I've seen Richard Roper's review of it, and I'm actually going to watch his reaction to his review of it in a minute, which I imagine would be fucking spectacular. Didn't watch Angry Joe's just yet, but I've seen others like Nostalgia Critics, Stone Gremlin. There are other review sites that I watch that I like, and I like their reviews of movies. I like their perspectives on movies. I agree with them on most of the movies that they review and their points of view and so on and so forth. And that's really how you're supposed to find a critic of movies. It's of whose point of view you agree with for the most part. Now you can also do who's entertaining to you, and that's perfectly fucking fine. But that's a smaller aspect of who you actually agree with. A lot of people have said in the comments sections of these reviews and in other sites pointing to these reviews, the Reddit pages and so on and so forth, that people seem to be protecting this movie for some reason. And I've actually seen some of the reviewers come back in the comment section and mention or talk about that and say, no, this is my real opinion. There's a reason why people are saying that these critics seem to be protecting this movie. It's because they seem to not really like the movie, but still give it above, on a scale of 1 to 10, a 5. They seem to still give it 6s and 7s, even though they don't really like it. Even though they're saying stuff that perpetuates that they don't really like it, and are saying stuff and pointing out plot points that they pointed out in other movies that they fucking reamed. But here it's okay. The CGI here looks good, but it didn't in other movies. Ghostbusters ends with them kicking the ghost in the crotch, and that's okay here, but it wasn't for the Power Rangers movie. The Power Rangers movie, it was stupid, but here it's fine. They rattle on for the majority of their reviews of stuff that they didn't like. They didn't like the chemistry. They either loved or hated Leslie Jones. I don't understand why they either loved or hated Leslie Jones. Let's get into that. They either loved or hated Leslie Jones, yet hate the fuck out of Medea. Ream the shit out of Medea. Will make full-on videos criticizing Tyler Perry and Medea, but Leslie Jones's portrayal's alright? There's a fucking disconnect with what these reviewers have said in the past about these same plot points, about these same actresses, about this same kind of scenario, about this same cheap-looking cash grab, about this same perfect storm of shit in other fucking movies. But for some reason it gets a Pasadena here. And I feel like that's what fans are talking about. That's what people in the comments section are commenting on. They're saying, wait a minute, I just, call me fucking crazy, but I seem to have remembered you railing against this kind of shit in your other videos, but you're going to give it a Pasadena here. And you're going to give it a 6 out of 10 here. Or 5.5 out of 10 here. You're going to, really? That's what you're going on. And by the way, we're going to take a slight tangent here and talk about Rotten Tomatoes and how it's certified fresh. 6 out of 10? 5.5 out of 10? 6 out of 10 makes it certified fresh? Really? Like that's what makes it certified fresh? Really? Like slightly above average reviews makes it certified fresh? Really? And then when you go to the top critics, they give relatively the same scores, and yet it's somehow 50% of them hate the movie versus Can we take a look at why you shouldn't fucking just agree with everything that's fucking around you, including and especially Rotten fucking Tomatoes? Like, as soon as they became a thing that you saw in trailers, you knew they were full of shit. You should have known they were full of shit, because it was after trailers started doing shit like putting up tweets in the fucking trailers and telling you, at StarKid123 said it was fresh, dope, full of life, and they put like 3 quotes from like the same tweeter. By the way, super small print all the way in the corner. You can't really see who it is. And if you did see who it is, they were probably a fucking fake account. Like, don't do that. Find who you like. Find who has an opinion that's relatively close to yours, and then follow that opinion. You know what I mean? Like, that's what you're supposed to do as far as critiquing certain things. Really, almost anything is concerned. You're supposed to find somebody who agrees with relatively what you agree with on a relative scale of what you would probably like. Multiple people, in fact, and then aggregate your decisions from there. Now, I'm not going to go on record and say that these reviewers are bought off by Sony. At this point, I don't believe that they are. I believe we've seen the Sony shills for the most part, and at this point, we're going to see the downfall of this movie in general. I will say that I have a feeling that a lot of people are treating this with fucking kid gloves. A lot of them. Yes, even you. I feel like a lot of reviewers are treating this with kid gloves, and a lot of reviewers are giving this higher points than it should. I feel like there are some instances where, because of the vitriol against it, they're saying, "Oh, this isn't the worst thing ever, so I'm not going to give it a worse. I'm not going to give it a 2 out of 5 stars, like you would have." Had the fans not railed against it. You would have given it a 2, you would have given it a 1.5, but you're just gonna say, oh, I'm not gonna do that because it's not horror. Like, I feel like there's this imbalance where you're kind of reviewing or rating against outside influences as opposed to what you actually feel and how you would hold this movie up if it was a movie all by itself, which I fucking, this is a thing, you know? I'm not one to tell you I told you so, but I told you so. In fucking January of 2015, I said don't put Ghostbusters on this fucking movie. Don't name it Ghostbusters. Name it whatever the fuck you want to, but don't name it Ghostbusters. Don't fucking call it Ghostbusters. Don't put it in that fucking vein. Put Bridesmaids Catching Ghosts, fucking fine, do that. But don't fucking name it Ghostbusters. And now we have this. Now we have reviewers that are saying, oh, when you compare, and by the way, they're all saying relatively the same thing. I didn't like this. I didn't like this. The chemistry didn't work. It doesn't work as a Ghostbusters movie. It doesn't really work as a comedy. Some of the effects are okay. You have a split decision. Like, either the effects were okay or the effects fucking sucked. Either they liked Leslie Jones or they hated Leslie Jones. Either they like Kate McKinnon or they hate Kate McKinnon. If you're a Melissa McCarthy fan, you'll love it. If you're not a Melissa McCarthy fan, you'll fucking hate it. All of this shit is why people in your comment sections are saying that it feels like this movie is being protected. Because it feels like this movie is being protected. In your reviews, it really is. And I have a feeling, and I've said this before, I've said this a couple weeks ago on some sites, that it's going to take at least a year or so for us to get a real consensus on this fucking movie. For it to actually finally fucking settle out. Here's one of the other reasons why I'm saying people are protecting it, because in some of the reviews that I've seen, it appears like they're buying into Sony's strategy of everyone who hated it, everyone who had an opinion on it, that wasn't, this is all fucking great, was fucking misogynist. I can't, for the fucking life of me, believe that bold-faced fucking lie is allowed to fucking live this long in this fucking, are you goddamn fucking kidding me? After everything that's been revealed, including from sites like Midnight's Edge and their YouTube page, right, about how Sony was fucking underhanded as fucking shit when they came to this goddamn movie and the production of it, and pushing out Ivan Reitman and the fucking legal battles that they were ready to fucking have with Bill Murray and shit. Like, are you fucking kidding me? That you were willing to sit there and believe that the loudest part of the detractors to this fucking movie were fucking misogynists? Are you goddamn kidding? Are you stupid? Are you fucking retarded? Is there an extra fucking chromosome in your goddamn head? Are you that fucking ignorant? Are you that fucking stupid that you fucking buy the bullshit that they are forcing down your fucking throat. Really? Really? Motherfucker, really? Yes, I'm calling you out. Really, motherfucker? You actually believe that? Then you're fucking stupid. Because that's not what fucking happened. That's not what fucking happened. That's so not what fucking happened. I was sick in bed for 2 weeks at the time that the casting announcement was made. So I really didn't have much else to do but sit there on Twitter and Facebook and look through the shit and argue the points and make the video that I made at the time. And guess what? It wasn't misogynist. It really wasn't. Like, there were some people, because it's the internet, that just said some shit that they'll just, you know, like, you could be selling a fucking mirror and they'll say some bullshit about the goddamn mirror or the person who's selling you the mirror. Like, it's the fucking internet. Like, there's some people who just do that just to get a rise out of you, and that's fine. And there were those people, but those people were largely not engaged with. They were fucking ignored for the most part by most people. But what you did have was the SJWs who was like, yeah, girl power, you don't like this, you hate vaginas. There were those, and then there were people like me who were like, this doesn't look like it's the right tone, Paul Feig is the wrong director, Kate DuPont doesn't have the pedigree to write this fucking movie, Melissa McCarthy's the wrong choice, Kate McKinnon's the wrong choice. Or if you want to put women in it and make it an all-woman-centric movie, why not Julia Louis-Dreyfus, Tina Fey, Amy Poehler? Why not these women instead of these women? There were fucking legitimate concerns before principal photography was done, through principal photography, through the trailers, all the way through. Had nothing to do with fucking vaginas. Never fucking did. Never got, where's the Kylie character in this? Why don't we have Aubrey Plaza play the Kylie character? There were legit fucking concerns for this movie before it ever came out, before shooting ever began, and it had fuck all to do with gender. And what's more, you fucking know that. If you don't know that, if you're buying on, sorry, Stay Puft, if you don't know that, if you're buying onto that fucking misogynist bullshit to this day, then fuck you, really. Then fuck you, because you're willfully ignorant at this fucking point. You're willfully fucking ignorant because there have been so many debunctions. Is that a word? There have been so many people who have debunked. That's better. There have been so many people that have debunked that stupid, ideological bullshit since it came out. If you were getting your direction from fucking Jezebel and HuffPo on the reasons why people were against this fucking movie, then you need to internet better. You fucking need to internet a lot fucking better because they were goddamn wrong. And they were picking on, they were picking up tweets by, troll accounts, really. Like, the most and the loudest detractors of this fucking movie were people with legitimate fucking concerns. And you know they were legitimate fucking concerns because Sony was deleting them. Oh, I'm a conspiracy theorist for saying that. No, motherfucker. There are men and women who have accounted and shown screenshots of their comments before they got deleted by Sony because Sony wanted to drive a fucking narrative. And if you're still driving that fucking narrative for them, congratulations, you work for them. And if you're driving that narrative in your review, you're not impartial. You're not impartial. And you didn't do any of your you didn't do a lick of goddamn research. And this isn't like any other movie where you may have missed it, you may not have missed it, you may have seen some stories, you may not have. Most of the time you probably didn't see any stories on it or heard any of the backstage stuff unless you're like really looking for it. This movie generated headlines for almost 2 years now. And for you to not understand any part of it at all, and then comment on it, makes you look stupid. It makes you look dumb. Because it's not like a fucking it's not like any other fucking movie where you saw a trailer and you didn't hear anything else about it because it didn't really make the news. This shit was all over the place for 2 fucking years. You couldn't fucking miss stories about fucking Ghostbusters. From the time Paul Feig got on goddamn board, you couldn't miss fucking stories about it. You couldn't miss the stories about Paul Feig talking shit about the fans of the series. You couldn't miss stories about Paul Feig fucking calling them misogynists and assholes and alienating the fucking audience. How did you miss all of those, but still managed to hop aboard fucking Jezebel and Salon's narrative of all the people who hate it just hate it because they're misogynists, they're He-Man woman haters, they're creeps. Like, really? How do you miss all of that shit? But then glom on to that shit. That obvious patronizing bullshit. Like, and this isn't even about feminism versus non-feminism. This is about flat out patronization, flat out fucking patronizing ass bullshit on the part of Sony and everyone fucking involved. And then, for you to then come back after the fact and continue their shit and talking about the fucking fans. That's why fans of yours, that's why your comment sections are blowing up. That's why people think you're protecting this fucking movie. Because you're missing the goddamn point. You're missing the point of how Amy Pascal and Paul Feig underhandedly pushed Ivan Reitman out of the fucking process. You're missing the point about how they fucking were willing to go to legal actions to get Bill Murray on board with this fucking movie. You're missing the goddamn point. You're missing all of it. Fucking all of it. You're missing how... Remember when Ernie Hudson said he didn't want to do it, and then a day he wasn't a part of it, or he didn't want to do it, or he wasn't on board with it, it didn't look good, and then, sure as shit, a day later, he retracted his comment, all of a sudden? Fucking magic. Fucking magic, right? That didn't look suspicious at all. Paul Feig and Melissa McCarthy and Kristen Wiig didn't talk shit about fans of the series at all. No. And I know, they talked about them being misogynist because everybody who was against the movie to them was misogynist. It wasn't the fact that people against the movie thought Melissa McCarthy is not fucking funny, and she's not. She's this generation's Chris Farley. Do you remember talking shit about Chris Farley 15 years ago? Remember how you hated Chris Farley 15 years ago, and now all of a sudden you love Melissa McCarthy? Yeah, that's hypocritical as shit too. She's not fucking funny. It's not about people not really liking Kate McKinnon, Kristen Wiig, because she's not really funny, and she's not. And that's another thing that I hear. These are the top female comedians of our time. Again, these are the same reviewers who talk shit about Tammy and and Identity Thief, right? Like these are like there's this fucking disconnect. After all the shit you talked about and how all these things didn't work, yet you're still gonna come back and say that you enjoyed yourself? How do you come back and say you enjoyed yourself after you talked for half or 3/4 of your review about the shit that you didn't enjoy? That seemed to outnumber the shit that you did enjoy. That's what we want to know. And until we get an answer, and in my opinion, we probably won't get the real reviews and the real answers for this until after the Blu-rays and DVDs and shit come out. And after all the dust is settled and we finally fucking moved on, probably past Suicide Squad into the next year, right? We're probably not going to get the real answers for this. Probably not. And the movie eventually will make its money back because fucking most major Hollywood productions do. I think even fucking Four Stick made its money back. Although it wasn't a blockbuster, it was still a fucking failure. But it eventually made its money back overseas. And I feel like this will too because they buy every piece of shit we give them. For fuck's sake, overseas, you gotta tighten your shit up. Anyway, this will eventually make its money back. Unfucking fortunately. But, that's the whole thing. Did you actually enjoy it or actually not? What is your honest opinion? And you know what? If you're going to give your honest opinion and you're going to talk about the vitriol and stuff that came from it, be fucking honest about it. Be fucking honest about what the controversy surrounding this movie even was. Don't even bring it up if you're not going to fucking be honest about it. Or be open to understanding that there was more to the controversy than you took in. There was more to the controversy than man babies or ruin my childhoods Like there was more to it than that. And unless you're going to be honest about that, and unless you're going to do your goddamn fucking research, which isn't goddamn, just look up any of the fucking Midnight's Edge videos, and they'll tell you the whole fucking story. Unless you're going to do that, don't bring it up. Talk about the movie you saw, and talk about whether you liked the movie you saw. And if you saw the original Ghostbusters, compare it to that one. Because again, they called them fucking selves Ghostbusters, so you have to compare it to that. But if you don't know about the fucking controversy, shut the fuck up. Don't fucking talk about it. Zip your lip. Or find out about it before you talk about it. Or, and this is the thing that I do with like K-pop, stuff like that, because I don't really know a whole bunch about K-pop, and I think that's part of the appeal of me watching K-pop is me, I can't believe this, right? Say you don't know. Say you're ignorant on the subject. Don't come on here like you fucking know, because you don't. Because anybody who actually does know hears you, and it's like they really don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Which fuels the fire of, are they protecting this movie? Are they really trying, like, why are they protecting this movie by rattling off all these things they didn't like about it but still giving it a 6.5 out of 10? Why are they protecting this movie by rattling off all these things they didn't like about it but then talking shit about the fans who didn't like it or were opposed to it from the very beginning? Were the fans who were opposed to Michael Bay's Teenage Mutant Alien Turtles, were we assholes and creeps too? Were the fans who were opposed to Zack Snyder being anywhere fucking near Batman vs Superman, were they assholes too? Were they misogynists? Were they stupid too? Did they not know what the fuck they were talking about? Were they indicative of geek culture too? Like where were the narratives on those movies? And then the clear narrative on this one. Like seriously, like how do you skip that? How do you not see that? And then come on to your fucking camcorders and talk shit about it. Like you fucking know what you're talking about. Because you clearly fucking don't. Because you're missing so much of the fucking story. That's where the problem lies. Party people. This is it for me ranting. Here's the thing. I didn't want to call out like reviewers that I like on this thing. Because it's not like a declaration of war or anything. Like it's not one of those videos. It's a video where I'm talking in generalities, and generally speaking, the reviewers that I like were pulling this shit and acting like they didn't know where the controversy was coming from in their comment sections. Not the controversy over the movie, the controversy in their comment sections. So I really just kind of wanted to put this out there for people to see, like, that's where the controversy is coming from. It sounds like you don't know what you're talking about. Do you agree with me? Do you not agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Am I a He-Man woman hater? Right? Do I hate all women? Right? Am I right? Is that click clap down there in the comment section. Did you see the Ghostbusters movie? Did you like it? Did you not like it? There seems to be a huge fucking chasm and divide here regarding this movie. Controversy creates cash? Not that much. This is number 2 at the box office. Didn't make his money back the first weekend. It's going to be a huge fucking nosedive next week. It's not going to make his money back. Probably within a month. It's not going to, because I think it was a $150 million budget. It's probably not going to make that within a month. It'll make that overseas maybe, but it won't make that in a month. Probably it's not near that. So do you like my opinion? Do you not like my opinion? Comment down there in the comment section. Like, share, subscribe. Go to youtube.com/Shiro469. Click the little button over the right hand side to support. The links in the description. Keep the lights on at the party. And party people, that, unlike how Sony treated their fucking fans, unlike how Paul Feig treated the fans of this fucking movie, and by the way, I'll never, ever pay to see a fucking Paul Feig movie, ever. I'll probably never see another Paul Feig movie ever fucking again, ever. Because of how he represented himself with this shitty ass fucking movie. Never. Fuck Paul Feig. No. I'll probably never pay to see another. I might pay to see another Melissa McCarthy movie if it's something like St. Vincent. Actually, even then, I probably won't pay to see it. I'll probably stream it. I'll never pay to see another fucking movie that Kate DuPont's a part of, Kristen Wiig. Never, never, because of how they all came out of this shit. It was all fucking sleazy. It was all fucking shit. I'll never. So unlike all of their behavior regarding this fucking Ghostbusters movie, that party people helping keep the lights on at the party ain't bad. Boom. Boom. Boom.
Suplex City, Suplex City, bitch. Suplex City, Suplex City, bitch. Suplex City, Suplex City, bitch. Suplex City, Suplex City, bitch.